Hello everybody, now we're going to take a look at the management portion of the School World Teacher webpage website, and that's over here on the left under something called management, and there are some sections there that we're going to look at today. User options, view site map, website sections, visitor stats, and content changes. So let's quickly look at the first one called user options. There are tabs across the top here, the login info. This is where you would change your password if you wish to change your password to something other than what was given to you, or if maybe you just want to change it every so often, or you something you'll remember so that when you log in it's easy for you to be able to make your changes. There's some contact info there, what you want to appear on the site, if you want your email to appear, if you want to call the website something, you want it to call Tech Integrator Land or World or whatever you want to call it. Don't forget to hit save. So that's where all your contact info you'd plug in. You have some options on the site as well if you'd like to use icons on the site. When you actually view your site, the icons are these little things that apply to each of your lists. You can choose to have them there or not have them there. It's really up to you when you do that. Edit content on the website. There's a read more there. When you click on that, it's going to tell you some more stuff about passwords and how you use them. If you want to edit without logging into the administrative area, you want to please choose yes, it says. You'll be asked for the same password you use in this administrative area. I've left this alone. I have a tendency to just like to have one password logged in and then be able to work on what it is that I'm working on. So my advice to you is to just leave this as is, not even really play with it that much. Also under site options are where your website will appear. So you want to pick where it appears. Obviously, whatever building you're in, that's where you want to put it. If you want your visitors to your site to have a password. So if you only want to keep it to your students that have passwords or your parents that have passwords, that's where you'd enter it. In my experience, I've left mine open for the public, anyone to come and see it, but you might think differently. And then if there's ever times when you want your website to be down or it can't be accessed, this is where you would set that date. Might be the school year. You might take it down over the summer. And you always want to have this clicked. If it's not clicked, make sure it is, so that when your students or anyone is searching for your site in Starpoint District, they'll be able to see it here with a logo that comes with it. And then your website icon, it depends on what you want. It'll give you the default Starpoint one. If you don't use one, you can see the default Starpoint one is this one. Many people have used that. If you want to change it to a small little picture of something, this is where you would do it, right here. Please be careful of copyright, especially using things from Disney or sports teams usually aren't too much of a problem, but make sure you understand that whatever you pick, you should have some permission to use it. The administrative panel here is if you want to add anybody to administer your site besides yourself, maybe a co-teacher or an aide. And the personal options here are when you're logging in and changing things, do you want these things to look different? Do you want site content to say something else? Do you want applications to say something else? It's all personal preference to what it is that you'd like to do. Let's go back to management and take a look at the site map. And this is literally a map of your site, everything that's on it, whether it's on or off. You can view all those individual things by hitting view. You can edit them by hitting edit, and you can get rid of them by hitting delete. So it's kind of a one-stop shopping experience for taking things on and off your site and what's on your site. Site maps can be useful if you like looking at your site as a whole, what's there and what's not. Also, as your website sections you can control. Here's the list of what appears on your site to the left. So when you hit view site, these are the things that are on the left that you'll see, and they're listed here. Sometimes when you log in, some of these on top buttons will be checked. Probably for most of you, none of them will be. Notice them, I'm checking them all off. I'm hitting save. Because when you view the site, on top, they would place them here. And for our website and the way it's set up, it's not going to place them here. So even if I do check that I want it on top and I hit save, notice I've checked both calendar and book list, and then I go to my site. notice it's not going to place them along the top here. It still keeps them over here and they're not put anywhere else. So I don't want to say it's a useless part of the site, but it's really not anything that's necessarily to worry about. However, we can't control the order in which the pages appear, and we can't control the names of the pages. So if I didn't want to call it news and I wanted to call it all about my class, and I just want it to be towards the bottom. I don't want it to be up at the top, so I'm going to make this 15. When I hit save, it will change the name and where it appears. So when I go to the website and I hit view site, you can see that it changed it and moved it towards the bottom. Nice little feature of the administrative part. Let's go back to management and we'll take a look at the visitor stats. This is kind of neat. You can see who's been to the site. You can see since I've been working on this in July and August that my numbers are up, and you can see how many people are visiting your site and if it's something that people are looking at. And you can control the year, the subpages, if you want to see what's active and inactive, and you can even, as the years go on, see how your site has increased its visitors over time. And the last tab is something called content changes. And this gives you a list of things that have been changed and what time they've been changed. So especially if you're working with somebody else and they've changed the website, or you want to see maybe if somebody logged in and did something, this would be the list of what was done to your site. And you can see my homepage was changed on July 30th. So that's the management portion of the site. Not anything too complicated, but very, very useful, especially if you're administering your website. You will be looking at these portions a lot. Good luck.